Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Listen, happy Monday to each and every one of you. So I did a live stream earlier this morning. I made this statement. We were talking about the XRPL EVM sidechain and Axelar integration, Squid router and all that stuff. And I said in a live stream, just to let you know, I said, look, for me and my XRP, yeah, we're going by way of Flare Networks, right? We're staking, restaking, we're going by way of Flare networks. Right. And throughout the day, I've just been kind of thinking about on X a little bit and, hanging out for dinner with Miss Crypto Siege for her birthday. And I'm just thinking about the interesting timing of the XRPL EVM going live. Um, Out of nowhere, like I mentioned on a live stream, Moy Finance, out of just nowhere, is promoting the XRPL EVM sidechain is live. Again, they've been out of sight, completely out of the picture. I'm talking about Moy Finance, right? Completely out of this picture. And then all of a sudden the sidechain goes live and they're posting. They got a little link or something that connects you to something to use your XRP, right? Uh, Pierce's technology, awesome. Axelar, cool, great. I think those things are awesome. But for me, there just is something I couldn't figure out what was not sitting right with me um, about this whole thing with Pierce's and XRPL EVM and a sidechain, everything like that. And then I came across this video when I got home from Valuetainment and Patrick David. I'm not going to play. I'm going to play only going to play the first 30 seconds, but it's an interesting story here. But listen to this first 30 seconds, then I'll continue on. Listen to this.
So when you think about how much wealth you got, what do you think about? Maybe you think about how much stock options you got, or shares, or cash, or equity, or property, or real estate, or card collection, or NFT, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. There's one thing we rarely talk about. We rarely talk about it. Maybe it's one of the most important things that you need to collect and keep for decades to come. Here's why.
He talks about this one thing. Now, he goes on in this video, the one thing that people are valuing their wealth in a lot of different things, crypto, right? He mentioned the three assets, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, talked about NVIDIA stock or real estate, right? How do you value your wealth? And the title of the video, interestingly enough, is 99% of people mess this up. Mess this up. And what he's talking about, he tells the story, right? Of guy's a billionaire or close to being a billionaire. It's the UFC guy, Dana White, right? And he tells this story about one day, current president Donald Trump called this dude up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, uh, I'd like to have you come and speak at the RNC convention." It was like out of the blue, out of nowhere, out of the blue, out of nowhere type deal, right? And initially, Dana was like, I believe initially Dana was like, well, yeah, I'm here with my family. That's going to be a tough one, right? But the way Patrick Bet David said it was President Trump called him, right? Called him on the dude was on vacation with his family, Dana White, on vacay, out in the middle of the whatever ocean, on their yacht when he got this call, right? Whether from President Trump or President Trump's people, whatever, right? I'd like you to come out and speak at the RNC. The dude is out on vacay in the middle of the ocean with his family. This is an unexpected call out of nowhere, right? Unexpected call out of nowhere. Dana White, you know how you gotta approach the missus. You're out on vacay with you're with the missus and your children, and you know how you have to figure out and get some courage, figure out something you're gonna say because you're about to hop on a plane, take the helicopter from your yacht to the airport to get on a jet to go do this thing, right? You can imagine, right? That conversation, right? So why Dana, and he did. Dana went out and did it and flew back to his vacation the same night, right? But why did he do it? Why did he do it? Because way back yonder, when UFC was not UFC, and no facilities, hotels, whatever, would house and would allow them to come in and use their space to do this type of fighting. Remember back yonder? I don't know if you remember. Some of you might remember, but it was like it was faux pas. It was like, I'm not touching this stuff. People beating up on each other. There's blood everywhere. Da, da, da. No, it's brutal. It's gonna mess us up. It's gonna people won't come and want to stay where we are. You know, all it was negative, big time. Dana couldn't get a spot. He could not get a spot to put on his shows. And who stepped up and said, "I'll let you use my facilities"? President Trump. President Trump said, "Yeah, I'll let you use my facilities." Now, let us not forget, right, that Dana White spent about $400,000-$500,000 in gas to go to this event. Just in gas. Yeah, hop on a plane. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway, today, what is Dana White worth? Close to $1 billion. UFC net value has been valued at about $10 billion. But the point to that is, why did Dana White go and do that? Because of the relationship. Because of the relationship that Dana White had with President Trump. Right? President Trump was willing to give them something that no one else would give them. And what I think about when I think about that conversation, that video, is Flare Networks giving something to XRP holders that has not been given before. An opportunity to get yield, an opportunity to stake, an opportunity to have utility for your XRP. Call it an XRP 5, right? The point of that video from Patrick Bet-David was the most important thing, the thing more valuable perhaps to your wealth, is a relationship. And that was the thing that was bothering me. I couldn't quite put it together, but that's what it was. Where's the relationship with Pierce's Moy Finance? Again, Moy Finance was in the scene for a hot second, then next thing you know, gone. Who's been here since day one to the XRP community? Who's been here through the thick and the thin, the ups and the downs, the making, to having a go live date, not meeting a go live date, but continuing to press on, continuing to establish a quote unquote relationship with the XRP holders? Good, the bad. Who has offered FLR tokens to FLR holders? Who offered these FLR tokens to XRP holders? And all you had to do is just be an XRP holder. Who else has done that? And in addition to that, through the thick and the thin, they continued to build and continue to build out a network and a blockchain that's going to bring massive utility for XRP holders. Good, the bad, ugly, just been here. Getting things right, getting things wrong, but not running away from it. Not tuning out, no communications, no videos, no posts on X, not going to event, didn't just disappear like Moy Finance did, as an example. So the networks. So I see this post here from this ELYS network. It's kind of how Doppler Finance just showed up asking for your XRP. They just kind of showed up. So I'm seeing this post here from Eli's network, I don't know, network. Unlock true DeFi for XRP holders. Now says you can now use your XRP on Ellis network to swap and add liquidity to our pools. Pierce's technology repost this. Who? So this is what I said, just to give you an example of what I said to Pierce's thing. I said, Pierce's technology, why would you be promoting a project that no one knows anything about to XRP holders. This is the kind of my first thing of hearing anything about Ellis Network. Maybe others have. I've never heard anything about it. And then in their, I'm guessing, debut, Ellis Network is doing a how to DeFi tutorial, XRP DeFi tutorial. They're doing a tutorial on how to take your XRP and put them in a lending vaults and XRP liquidity pool, leverage liquidity pools, whatever. And that's awesome and that's great. But who are you? Who is this dude? Again, for me, the timing of this is interesting. And I said, why would you be doing how-to videos without first introducing yourself to the XRP community? I don't know what you want to call it, planned, staged, coordinated. To me, it doesn't matter. Well, what does matter is who you got a relationship with. Long-term relationship. Year after year after year. Never giving up on the XRP community, never giving up on the XRP holders, and continuing to deliver to the XRP community. Never mind that it's a layer 1 EVM blockchain. Never mind things like protocol managed wallets, TEEs, the FSS, the FDC, the protocol managed wallets, the trusted execution environments, the Flare data connector, the FDC, the Flare time series Oracle, and FSS. The protocol managed wallets is going to be a next level thing. I just posted about it. I think people are forgetting. Protocol managed wallets on Flare will unlock chain abstraction for the entire industry. One place, access to everything. Everyone is running around offering band-aids. Flare Networks has the cure. So anyway, here's some more stuff from Flare. I think this is interesting. If you're paying attention, it's going to be a little announcement tomorrow. It says, Flare Network says, get ready. One more RFLR, right? That's a little incentive, rewards FLR distribution is on its way. Wrapping up FIP 09, Flare Improvement Protocol FP 09. The catalyst for Flare DeFi. What's next for Flare? We're announcing tomorrow. The TLDR is you're still early. For those who might have not been able to benefit from the RFLR, that's what it sounds like to me. Flare Community put this out. I think this is interesting. Says Flare Community says there seems to be some ambiguity with Flare Network's recent post. The first referenced image, FIP09, created in June of 2024, shows the original RFLR distribution schedule due to end tomorrow, which is just what Flare said. The second referenced image, posted 3 months later, July, August, September of 2024, shows the updated RFLO guide suggesting rewards ends in May of 2026. Interesting. Interesting. He's got the link to that. Because I thought it was January 2026. But I do see here. I remember we all thought it was January. Looks like I got a few more months, February, March, April, May. So in any case, will FLR be used in new ways? Is the Flare fair over? Is this something to do with XRP Fi or F assets? I guess only time will tell. Tomorrow isn't too far away. What do you think? Right. So there's something coming from Flare Networks tomorrow. We'll see what it is going to be. I did not notice the updated RFLR remission schedule going past January of 2026. I thought it was going to end then. So in any case, I hope it makes sense to you what I'm saying. And again, I'm sticking to that for me and my XRP. I'm going with the community, with the team that's been there since day one. This is a little alarming for me. Again, promoting something. Who is ELYS Network? Who are they? What are they? It's kind of like how um, Doppler showed onto the scene. Again, you know, just no established relationships, and I don't think the technology is there either. Who is this network? What is it? You know, yeah. So for me, Flare Networks has been around. The EVM sidechain, the EVM blockchain, layer one blockchain of Flare Networks has been around, and they've been through here to the good, the bad, and the ugly, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm taking my XRP and I'm going that route. What say you in the comments? Let me know. I just don't think I'm excited that there's an XRP EVM sidechain. That's awesome. But I think ultimately that's a band-aid and it's not the cure. I think Flare Networks has the cure. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? I know for me in the Crypto Seasons home, our XRP will be going by way of Flare Networks. All right, fam. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.